Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Wednesday, January 3rd. We are back in action here this week, New Year's week. Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. You've tuned into the NFT Morning Show. Today, we are going to discuss the NodeMonkes Ordinals domination, as Clemente has coined it, and what it means for the collection and ecosystem going forward. We are going to discuss the latest airdrops announced and how to maximize your returns. And lastly, we're going to discuss what to make of the recent chop on game tokens. I'll add something. It seems that the Block has posted that they feel that the SEC is going to reject the Bitcoin ETFs here.
No, the Block didn't. The Block report quoted somebody else. We got to get this right, Pio. This is a very important thing to navigate in a very reasonable way. We need level heads here. So we just got to get it right. It was an intern that wrote this.
Well, I appreciate you clearing that up. And it is actually, you are right, important to get clarity when it comes to this stuff. So we'll have to dig into that. Kicks, if I can get you on the Twitter stage, that would be awesome.
Oh, I thought I did. My bad, Tony.
No worries, amigo. No worries at all.
And you calling him Tony, was that like a racist thing?
Italian thing.
Yeah, so it was racist.
Nick, how you doing this morning, buddy?
I'm doing all right.
I like that jacket a lot.
Thank you.
Is it corduroy?
It is corduroy. That is correct.
I like it a lot.
I also have complimented him on that jacket. So last night, Nick, after I left your house, I went back to my building and I went in the sauna. I believe I had mentioned on the way out that I was going to do that because I wanted to get in there before it closes. And Kix knows a thing or two about financial discussion in the sauna. So I walk in, and this guy that I've talked to in there before that I know owns Solana and owns SMBs, one of the flagship Solana NFT collections, he's in there and he's talking to another guy. And literally as I walk in, they walk out and I overhear them from the sauna. I'm the only one in the sauna. I hear them just outside the sauna going off on crypto, just going off. The other guy's talking about how he got his wallet drained in 2017 because he had a picture of his seed phrase in his iCloud photos and it got hacked and they drained all of his money. And they're talking about all sorts of crypto stuff. When the guy that got drained leaves, when the other guy comes back into the sauna, he just says, "Hey, what's up?" And I just look at him, I just go, "Solana." And he goes, "What?" And I go, "Solana." And he's like, "Oh, yeah." And he didn't remember me. And I was like, "Yeah, you and me talked about Solana before." And he starts talking about it. He works in fixed income in TradFi. And he said he doesn't like how bullish everybody is. He doesn't like it when it's consensus. He says everybody in his industry is like risk on. Risk on.
No, it's that is one thing I'll say. Yeah, when everyone's saying that this is the way it'll go, you almost got to take a counter position. And I've been feeling a little nervous, just a little bit, just a wee bit.
I bought more today.
So did I.
I'm gonna go buy more now while you guys are talking.
So it's a well-known fact that I still use Gemini because I'm blocked from Coinbase. Dude, when you go to buy stuff, I went to go buy this morning and it was like there's not enough Solana to be bought.
Dude, Gemini sucks. And those guys are dickheads. My guy Ram is going at, well, he's not going after, but he's appalled at how Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss have not weighed in on the current proposition on the table for the earned people, I suppose. He's just like, Ram was like, at first, a month ago, he was like, wait until Gemini weighs in, then you'll know what to do. And then he's like, a month later, he's like, I don't know why they haven't weighed in. It's kind of weird that they haven't weighed in at this point. They are literally being like rich kids and just being like, we didn't do this. And it's like, dude, it's on your platform, bro. Like, what are you doing?
It is pretty ridiculous. The earned situation is a whole other different thing versus their marketplace not working. I was able just to buy more and it wasn't a problem. So I don't know what the situation was there. There were so many people buying.
Gemini's insolvent?
No. You sound like an intern analyst.
There you go. Well, we know he's not an intern, but he's definitely our analyst over here. Anyway, let's just dive in with another analyst himself. Just the guy that's known for cookerinos or cookeroonies. I don't even remember what you call him. But Kicks, please take it away with the weather report.
You got it, sir. Sorry, my stomach's hurting a little bit from that breakfast sandwich, but I'm going to rally through here. Today's Wednesday, January the 3rd. Market volume 25.3 million. Blur dominating 20.5 million. OpenSea 4 million. Solana 6.1 million. I think that's 30 million, not 25. NFT market leaders looking over the top movers. We have NodeMonkes on Ordinals up to a 0.2 Bitcoin floor. Little Pudgies and DGods up 8%. Fluff World. Haven't heard about them in a while. Up 20% to a 1 ETH floor almost. And Tensorians and Fraganas are up 10% on Solana. Over the past 24 hours, it's an absolute bloodbath in the streets for crypto as Bitcoin dumped to 40,800 before recovering. It's down 8% along with ETH. Alt's down 15 to 20%, including Solana. A little bit of a bounce back this morning, but it's looking shaky out of the gate. Gordon Goner has continued his shopping spree buying NFTs across Ordinals, ETH, and Solana. He picked up a Mooncat, a Muffer, a Quirky, a Fragana, a Journey Club, and a NodeMonkes. Most collections saw a slight pump before retracing. Winner of the day, NodeMonkes did not see that pullback after Gordon Goner bought the NodeMonkes as his first Ordinals purchase. The collection saw a 65% pump to 0.2, which is over $9,000. It has recorded almost 27 million in volume since its launch on Friday. Lastly, over in airdrop land, Dimension was the latest to announce their DIM claim. With over 1 million users eligible, not as much as WorldCoin, 6.6 billion eligible there, but still a lot. Among those eligible are Pudgy Penguins, Mad Lads, Tensorians, and Bad Kids holders. That represents about 0.01% of that 1 million. Pudgy Penguins getting the largest allocation of these 4 collections. That's great news for me. That's it for the weather report. Back over to you in the studio.
Fantastic weather report as usual, Kicks. Putting your own flavor on it. Some updates from the Daily Digest, and then we got to dive into what's happened basically in the past 2 hours. Clemente just hit me up and said the show notes are outdated because he did them like 3 hours ago. And so a lot has happened since then. Welcome to the world of crypto. But anyway, newsletter stories. Daily Digest is posted to X platform every single day, or Monday through Friday, I should say. Also available if you subscribe at thenifty.com. It will make its way into your email, so definitely do that. Etherscan has announced its acquisition of SolScan. Fun fact, the lead in our venture round was also an investor in Etherscan. I don't know if they were the lead, but I believe that they invested in Etherscan as well. Second story, a new U.S. crypto tax law has gone into effect in which users who received $10,000 or more in crypto supposedly have an obligation to report the transaction to the IRS within 15 days under threat of a felony charge. We'll see if that one sticks. I don't know if the IRS understands how this stuff works sometimes. You might get $10,000 and not even know it.
Maybe we gonna murder you, IRS. Maybe we're coming for you. You know, dude, you can't give us rules like that.
That's right. Yeah. That's a hard, hard statement to the IRS right there, Nick.
Yeah, we coming after you, IRS. Not legally binding.
Next story, Wasabi Protocol announces their Perps public launch in collaboration with Flooring Protocol, effectively allowing users to short NFT collections. Wait a minute, should we drop everything and go and short the shit out of like 50 different NFT collections right now? Now that you can do that, I borderline don't believe that that's real. But then again, a short squeeze on an NFT collection could be an unholy pump. That would really be something. So we'll have to see what goes on there.
Well, it happened. It happened with Captains, I think was the one. When Flooring Protocol first got them listed, there was not enough Captains in the vault if everyone wanted to redeem it. So Flooring Protocol had to go and purchase them, and it sent the price up like 4 ETH. Like, it was insane. They had to literally just keep sweeping to back the tokens again. So we did technically see a short squeeze on it. Like, I think NFT Fi is going to be really interesting over a long enough time period. It will get better, but like now while it's kind of chaotic, there's going to be some wildly volatile swings on it.
Well, epic. I can't wait to see how that plays out. Overworld Incarna's art revealed, with the collection seeing a slight post-reveal dip, but holding it to Ethereum floor for the time being and getting overall positive reviews. What is Clemente? What does getting overall positive reviews
Floor
mean?
price didn't tank.
Okay, is this a rom-com in the 90s with Matthew McConaughey? Like, what do you mean overall positive reviews?
That was my thoughts exactly. I was thinking rom-com. That's what I was thinking with Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, I was thinking sci-fi.
About to take Nick off the screen. Coinbase stock dumped 10% to $157 yesterday. What's it at now? What is it? What is that right now? Coinbase stock right now is 157 still. It hasn't dumped anymore. Those are your stories from the Daily Digest, posted to X platform, also available via email. Subscribe at thenifty.com. Look, we got a crypto dump. And Clemente felt that Nick should lead the crypto dump conversation. Do you think we're going to keep dumping?
Hey, Pia, let me tell you, dude, I've been watching this ever since I woke up first thing this morning. Easy has seen it as well. Kicks has seen it. I know that you didn't see it because you usually come in here a little bit scrambled, a little bit unsure of what's going on first thing in the morning. But I saw it, and let me tell you, there was a big wick down to the next level for Solana. Down at the, what did we say? It went all the way down to as low. The wick on this chart shows 85.61. My downward target has been $79. So $79 is what we're looking for here.
You think it's going to go that low?
Well, usually when a wick happens down that low, we always at least retest that wicks level. So I would not be surprised to see us at a minimum of 85. I would love to see a 79 level and then a little bit of a bounce back. When was the expected ETF? Just assuming that all goes well. That's the 9th?
January 10th.
10th.
Okay, so the 9th.
Real quick fun fact. Easy down at Art Basel was like, yeah, I heard that it's going to get approved on the 6th.
January 6th.
Yeah, the 6th is a Saturday.
That's fine.
And Pia, quick update. Coinbase is actually down 8% this morning to 145 in the premium.
Yep, it was down. I thought it was down 10%. Wow. Okay, only 8%. We're seeing a little bit of a pullback, bullish retracement there. But that said, I'm looking at the Solana action here. Yeah, I mean, it just my guess is that at least retest that wick. Those wicks, those intern wicks, dude. We always have to close them before we proceed forward with the bull market. You know.
I mean, Jim Cramer flipped bullish on Bitcoin yesterday. That was like the great omen sign.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
there's only 4 things in life that are guaranteed: death, taxes, Cramer calling the top, and Elizabeth Warren never getting a bill passed.
Kicks like that one. That was a zinger.
I didn't know what the 4th one was going to be. It was good.
Kicks, how are you thinking about the crypto market today? Are you scared about the big bad SEC turning down the ETF?
Are you scared?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know that stuff. I mean, I will say that definitely, I mean, things have pumped pretty massively, you know, in November and December leading into this moment. More specifically on like the alt side, right? Like Bitcoin and Ethereum haven't moved crazy amounts, but like, I mean, obviously we know about the Solana run, Arbitrum, not Arbitrum, sorry, AVAX massive run, right? Like 4x. Gaming, the whole gaming sector pumped like a minimum of 2x. Many things went 5x, 10x. So I mean, like a lot of these things have really cooked to the upside, where you think even if it gets approved, it's not like these things are going to rip to the moon. Maybe Bitcoin and ETH see some nice price action, but yeah, I got no clue, man, to be honest with you. I will say that, I mean, last year, right, like NASDAQ went up by 55%, right? Bitcoin 3x'd. Like there's been a lot of upward price action across the board, not just in crypto, right? And like equities in general. So it's not crazy to think that Q1 is going to be, you know, choppy to say the least, regardless of if the, you know, ETF stuff gets approved or not. I feel like the SEC, they strike me as people that would, like, even if they were going to approve it, just want to delay it another couple months. You know what I mean? Just to be like, oh, you know, this is really important. We got to, like, you know, cross our T's and dot our I's. So like that wouldn't be shocking to me at all that they're like, oh, we're going to delay it another 3 months.
So I think also the market found out that Singapore, where Breakpoint is going to be held later this year, is an 18.5-hour flight from New York. And they suddenly realized, what the hell? You know, that's way too far. 18.5 hours nonstop. Not going to make it.
Also, weed's highly illegal there, which is going to be tough for NFTers. Highly illegal.
So
I got a lot of Singaporean dollars though, so we don't have to convert anything. We're good to go.
Hell yeah, brother.
Well, look, there's one asset that's been doing well. I haven't checked the price today, but Arbitrum was a top mover over the past 7 days. It hit a new all-time high. That's pretty wild. I guess we haven't really seen an Arbitrum run the way that we might see it this cycle. On December 22nd, so about 2.5 weeks ago, Kix, you said that you longed more Arbitrum this morning at $1.33 because the only thing worse than ETH waiting 8 months to pump is having the L2s pump way harder. DC Investor has been tweeting quite a bit about layer 2 Ethereum assets. I will say, love having DC on the show, love reading his tweets. He's very biased towards anything that has ETH in it to any capacity. He loves ETH. Kix, what do you make of Arbitrum?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Arbitrum is the most popular L2 if you look at in terms of total value locked. I think there are over 6 billion. So, I mean, they're pretty much a dominant, at one of the dominant L2s out there. But yeah, I mean, it was lagging even some of the other L2s for a while. Optimism kind of ran hardest first. So like Optimism was at like near $2 at the beginning of December and went all the way up to $4. So like a 2x. And yeah, Arbitrum just like looked good for a run just because ETH was showing strength at the very end, right? So it's like, okay, ETH's starting to show some strength. You're probably going to see movements in the L2s, but all the L2s pump. So it's not like just Arbitrum's, pumping out of in isolation or anything like that. Even like stuff like SEI, which is like a alt L1, right? That pumped too. It seemed basically like the last 10 or 14 days, everything that pumped in November and December ranged. And then all of the things that were lagging and hadn't pumped finally did a pump, right? Which leads me to think that it's people kind of moving around positions, right? They're like, okay, what hasn't pumped yet? Okay, let me go here. More so than like L2s are seeing like this, crazy repricing event. But I mean, Arbitrum went from $1 in December to like $1.80, $1.90 now. So it's definitely doing well. But I think that the L2s were basically just playing catch up to the market. Market was really focused on, AVAX and Solana for a while. But also these L2s are going to be very sensitive to whatever happens with Ethereum, right? Like if we get a retracement with Ethereum here, it's that, they're all going to pull back as well. It's definitely not a spot where I'm excited about like longing more. Also definitely not a spot where I'm excited about selling either,
Oh yeah. I mean, if you're selling right now, why? I mean, it's a wild time to be selling. I would not be surprised if the ETF gets delayed till March because
Bloomberg just commented on it.
What'd they say?
They said, we have received no indication suggesting anything other than approval for a spot Bitcoin ETF.
But anyway, what I was going to say is that if it did get pushed back to March, it wouldn't be that surprising because that's still pre-Bitcoin halving. And I think if you're Blackrock and you're pulling all the strings, as long as you get that thing approved before the Bitcoin halving and you've had enough time to accumulate, you're good to go. Oh, there's no way that Blackrock pulls any strings, Nick. The biggest asset manager in the United States has no strings to pull. Everything's above board in the traditional finance system, right, Nick?
Also, I have a question. Does the Bitcoin halving matter less and less as it keeps halving, right? Because like, isn't the inflation already so low?
Okay,
it's only like
so
a
time
Bitcoin
out.
eighth this time.
Oh, did you just ask me about the Bitcoin halving? Number one, the halving.
Yeah, like a halfling, kind of like Frodo.
I'm letting Pio just walk the plank himself. Basically, at this point, he's just jumping with the noose on. So go ahead, keep it going, Pio.
So Kix, if you talk to Bitcoiners, there is obviously a thesis that over time, like a few more halvings from now, call it 2 or 3 more cycles, maybe 8 to 12 years, for sure, the significance of the halving is not going to be as robust as it is now, because the reward will be like, it'll go from like 0.25, like 0.125 Bitcoin to like 0.06, whatever. It's like very, very small. But people still think that
divided by 2. I see what you did there, dude. That was good.
Because right now the inflation's at 1.8%. In May, it'll go to half, right? Halving from 1.8 to 0.9. But that's only like 1% inflation, right? So it's not like, whoa, like, let's go, dude. Woo!
But the same year as the ETF approval and a presidential election and another resurrection of Bitcoin, because remember, me and Nick just went to Washington Square Park. Nobody knew what Solana was. I guarantee if we asked the same people about Bitcoin, they'd say, isn't it down? Basically, until the thing's at a new all-time high, all you're going to hear from normies is, isn't it down? I saw a tweet, I believe it was from Ram. He said, everybody's born, everybody dies, nobody gets resurrected. And so, like, nobody cares about your thing being born. Nobody cares about your thing dying, but people care about the resurrection. Like when Bitcoin comes back, they're like, oh shit, that thing came back. When NFTs come back, it's like, oh shit, that thing came back. Like, that's what's interesting. NFTs being born.
When Jesus rose from the dead, it founded Christianity.
It was a big deal.
And it resulted in a holiday. We ended up with 2 holidays as a result of that guy. I mean, that's crazy.
Easter and Christmas, you're right.
That's pretty wild. That's big time stuff. So Ethereum NFT price action, I mean, talk about something that's hard to navigate right now while all this stuff goes down. NFT Statistics posted that over the past 3 days, more than 90% of Blur volume has been sellers of NFTs dumping into bids. This being one of the highest ratios we've ever seen. It's normally in the 60 to 80% range. So selling is up. Selling is up, ladies and gentlemen. Easy, you mentioned that you think farming Blur points via bids is actually a possible high upside play. We've been talking about staked Blur. Do you still feel that way?
I think now is probably the best time to do it, like hands down. Like I've been actually talking to a few people about it. It's not an overcrowded trade. You have what I think is going to be a pretty big liquidity injection when the ETH on Blast gets released in February, and Blur has no lockup. And right now, like Blur's kind of trading in this range where I'm like, this feels pretty good here. And you still have 3 months, 4 months to do it and get the points and ultimately get whatever the reward is. And just not a lot of people are talking about it. When not a lot of people are talking about something, it seems to have potential upside. I still have mine staked, riding it completely for free, and I don't plan on touching it until the very end. So I'm like, what is the downside of this? Blur going down. But I think the rewards that you get from it are going to outpace any downside risk.
I like Blur. I don't have exposure right now, but I like Blur. I've liked it for a while. I view it as like kind of one of the premier startups on the NFT side with like a special founder. Hard to tell the relationship between like the startup and the token and how that price works, but it seems like it's pretty deeply baked in at this point.
Well, and also I don't even think this. I think when you're farming Blur now, you're not even getting Blur, you're getting Blast, right? Easy, like you're farming.
You're getting redacted.
Yeah, okay.
Redacted. Yeah, so that's what they're calling it, redacted.
Actually,
Blast. Yeah, it just says redacted in brackets.
Easy.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Wink. But it just says redacted. So I think it's gonna be whatever their L2 native token is for Blast.
Yeah.
So
I think that's great.
No brainer.
Great opportunity to farm there. I agree.
Nick, you had an expression. What are you thinking about?
Your homoerotic connection to the founder of Blur. I just think that it's a little bit weird how you feel a deep connection to the guy, and it's just a little strange. There's a couple of founders in this space that make you like really. I can see the glimmer in your eyes, and it's just a little bit disturbing, to be completely honest. That's the main thing. In terms of, do you have to lock this up for the quote farming?
Well, the only thing you have to lock up is if you lock in the bridge, then that's whatever you put in there is locked up. But if you're going to hold the ETH anyways, then you're free farming and getting yield. Easy's muted, but I think I agree with what you're saying.
I was going to say Blur has no lockup. It just feels like a better play. You can unstake it at any time. The only thing you lose is the multiplier. The longer it's staked, the higher the multiplier goes, and that compounds. So,
I've been farming this shit for a month, Nick. I got like quadrillion points.
By farming it, you mean you clicked one button once and then did absolutely nothing since then?
Yeah, dude. I mean, what does a farmer do? They plant the crops and they sit around for 6 months and then harvest them. I mean, that's called farming, dude. You know what I mean? I planted my crops a month ago and they're just farming. Dude. And my blur's up too from 36 cents to 52, 30% increase and some farming.
You guys did get a little boost there. Your entry into Blur was good timing.
I just followed easy.
I still haven't done my liquid staking on my Solana, which seems like
you're literally just wasting an 8% APY. Like you're just sitting there wasting.
I'm going to do a 25% allocation to that via one of the validators that I think I trust. I hope it is not something that comes back to bite me. Easy's made it clear that it doesn't seem that that's likely. There's obviously always risk in this stuff, but I think it's interesting. I think it's very interesting to do it.
So I migrated over. I put it into. Do you use a hardware wallet when you do that, Easy, or do you move it to a hot wallet when you do the stake?
I use a hot wallet for it because then I keep spots still on the hardware wallet.
Okay, so you migrated over to your hot wallet, which you're still using Soul Blaze or whatever it is.
I still use Soul Blaze. Yeah, that's the one I've been using for 6-7 months now. I'm still getting Blaze rewards, and now they're teasing another airdrop. So to me, it's just that was the one that I felt was good out the gate. It's been around for a couple of years, multiple audits on the contract. So I was like, this one feels the most straightforward to me.
Doesn't even Lido have a Solana staking solution?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I think they do. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. They have they have Polygon, they have Ethereum, and I thought they had a Solana option, but I will take. Yes, they do. And what's the rate that you're getting on Solana?
I think I'm at 8.7% right now.
Actually, it's not available. 8.7.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say
Nick,
I am being stupid.
You'd make more money if you just sold all your Solana right now than if you staked it, probably.
That was your move. You sold.
I only sold 20%.
Okay.
And
I had to do it.
Maybe 25%.
And are you staking the rest?
Fuck no, dude.
What is the other? What's the more reasonable that's not liquid staking? Isn't there like two options here? I don't understand what liquid staking is. Is liquid staking just bullshit?
So liquid staking is they're basically giving you another token that's saying that your soul's staked, but you can unstake it at any time. So they give you back the soul. Kind of is like a reverse pyramid, if you will. So like picture it like this, where like you need more people to come in order to not get stuck.
It's like Steve. It's like Steve. It's just like Steve.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Isn't that what Lido is? Is STETH?
Yeah, that's what Blast is. If you send ETH to Blast, they swap it to Steve. Which actually the only reason why I didn't send to Blast because I was wondering if the act of doing that would make me realize capital gains, even though they're selling it for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure.
Should talk to an accountant about custodied assets is what I think that conversation would be about.
Just wanted to pull this up. Mike Alfred is on to Blackrock, and he knows that this was just a little trick that they played to get a little bit more Bitcoin right before the approval for a better price. We'll have to see whether or not this is the case in the next seemingly literally 7 days, which is kind of wild that we might get this.
If it gets approved, what's the what are we doing to celebrate, guys? Like we're
all pulling out bike pumps and we're doing a 2.5-hour stream just sitting there pumping. Vicious arm workout.
I'm not drinking at all in January, so maybe we smoke a little bit at celebration. Nick been talking a Jamaican accent the whole show.
I'm not drinking this year, dude. I feel like I'm good for any alcohol. That's where I'm at this point.
Bernie in the YouTube audience said in all capitals, cocaine. So thank you, Bernie, for the tip. Very creative. Do cocaine, guys. Anyway, love to see it.
That's what my mom always told me.
Well, your mom lived around before fentanyl was in this stuff, so the advice it's not apples to apples anymore.
Got it. Okay.
Nick's mom's like, make sure you test your Coke. Got a testing kit. Anyway, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got NodeMonkes pumping on Bitcoin, on the Ordinals protocol on Bitcoin. NodeMonkes pumped 70% to 2 Bitcoins after Gordon Goddard bought one as his first ordinal purchase. Man, Gordon's just out there buying. Shout out to Gordon for buying Bodagos on Solana as his first Solana NFT. They've also recorded nearly $27 million in trading volume since their launch on Friday. As it stands right now, Ordinals collections do not get revenue off of royalties like other collections on Solana and some Ethereum collections do. So that 27 million is very impressive. It doesn't necessarily benefit the founding team of NodeMonkes, though. Kix, you have been on Ordinals actually actively trading for quite a while. What do you make of NodeMonkes specifically? Do you have exposure? And are you still holding that very expensive frog ordinal that you've been having?
Yeah, I held 2 of those. I love that Clemente defaults to me leading on the ordinals. Like I'm some sort of ordinal expert. I own like 5 total ordinals, but I do keep close tabs. My business partner absolutely has crushed ordinals like this past year. Like he bought the Bitcoin frogs at like 0.05. They went to 0.3. But yeah, I mean, I think this all makes sense once again, because if you just simply think about if NFTs are sort of like pegged to the liquidity or the price action of the overall chain, then it makes a ton of sense that ordinals are going to be massive and continue to be massive, right? Because like, what's the next biggest chain for NFTs? Ethereum, right? What's the next biggest chain? Solana. They're all very driven by the market cap, right? We don't have like a random chain with $1 billion market cap that has like 80% NFT activity, right? It seems very correlated to like just the overall money and value on the chain. So the whole ordinals play, I think, is going to continue to be big in 2024. I think the interesting thing about NodeMonkes, this one, for whatever reason, seemed to bring in a lot of ETH traders. A lot of primarily ETH traders either got allocation or for whatever reason were really
fucking scam, dude. Blackrock got involved.
Yeah, who knows?
One second. Serious note, Pio, have you claimed your NodeMonkey?
So I'm talking to someone about getting it, and I don't know the situation, but hopefully I can get it. That'd be cool.
You just casual. That'd be cool. I don't really care about it. I got $6,000 for free.
Is it even? It's not that much.
Yeah,
yes, it is.
$8,000.
Well, NodeMonkes are, but the honorary collection does not.
Honoraries are going for 1.12 to 0.15.
I hope I get it. That'd be cool.
That's still pretty cool. And like the art is, I like it. It's unique. It has like the NodeMonkes have a unique look to them. I definitely think that's significant. And also like the more pixelated stuff makes sense on ordinals just because of how expensive it is to transcribe stuff based on the, the size of the thing. But I think it was a great launch. And it was also just a phenomenal trade because it was Dutch auction with like repricing based on when you put your money in. So if you could have gotten these at 0.03. So I think that's just like another opportunity where like if your ears to the ground, you could have made a lot of money on this, just a casual 7x in 7 days or whatever. But yeah, this one seems to be the project that for whatever reason drew in a lot of people that like D's, right? He's a big ETH trader. He did Solana. He swept some Bodagos, right? D's is starting to branch out to other chains. He went in big on NodeMonkes, went on big on the Swarm. Psyduck, another big like ETH trader, really this kind of got a lot of ETH traders into ordinals. And if you think about like the friction of getting into ordinals, right? You need to like get Bitcoin to like an X first or a Unisat wallet, right? And then you need to like set that all up properly. There's some friction there. So the fact that NodeMonkes brought a lot of ETH traders over to ordinals is probably just bullish on ordinals in general, because now these smart, sophisticated traders have liquidity over there. And they're going to want to stack Bitcoin, trade in and out of these things, look for new opportunities. So it's definitely a win for the ordinal space for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, when we had Giancarlo on the show the other day, I asked him what the biggest thing is that happened in 2023 in NFTs. And he said the biggest thing that happened is Ordinals protocol. Obviously, it's layer 1 NFTs on Bitcoin. That's a huge deal. It also already went through a hype cycle. I don't know if you guys remember, in like June of this year, people were like, Ordinals are dead. People were like, Ordinals are a grift. I was like, what do you
like the first retracement, and everyone calls it dead, which was like the generational buy opportunity.
It's just funny to me, man, that even when people are in this space for years, they act like they haven't been. And they're just like, yeah, that thing's dead. That was like a grift. When it's like, what do you mean the new layer 1 NFT protocol built on Bitcoin is a grift? Or how about a technical breakthrough? How about that? Maybe it's that instead of a grift.
These guys are gonna be really mad when Ryan Carson in absentee outtrades them all with his last NFT purchase ever of all those Bitcoin punks. But yeah, also NodeMonkes, they inscribed really early. Like some of them are like pre 100K, which is really interesting.
86 to 114K, I believe, is the range, which is pretty good.
Which is interesting to think about because that means that they were like they had this project almost like ready to rumble pretty early on, and then they waited. I want to say
February, March of last year because I have Bunny's Ape inscribed at like 76K. And I did that end of February.
NFT Statistics posted a thread on NodeMonkes that declared that, yes, these are early inscriptions from then. I guess the rest of the year was getting everything ready on the art side and the technical side. People did praise the minting experience. It was very smooth. So we'll have to see what happens with NodeMonkes and with other Ordinals collections. The Ordinals collections I'm looking out for in a big way are Trevor's Ninjas, which are coming out, I think, actually like pretty soon. He's going to be coming on this show to talk about them in a couple of weeks. So that's pretty exciting. And then also, of course, Taproot Wizards. Very, very juicy. Very juicy. It's going to be, I think, 1 Bitcoin floor pretty quick on Taproot Wizards. Kicks.
And the technology is so much better than, I mean, in February, you know, I bought those Bitcoin frogs on a spreadsheet, dude, which honestly I think is kind of fun. Gasless technology. Yeah, gasless technology spreadsheets. But the it's way better now, dude. You can just like trade on Magic Eden like super easily. Once you get a wallet set up, it's pretty smooth. So yeah, I think 2024 this year, not next year, this year will be a big year for Ordinals for sure.
Nick?
I don't even, I'm just, you know, this NodeMonkes situation, I'm just pissed off about, you know.
Why didn't you sweep the floor at 0.03, dog?
Yeah, coward.
I don't think there would be any situation where you would have bought this. Like, what are you mad about? Like,
which Bitcoin wallet do you use for your Ordinals, Nick?
Well, we invested in Xverse.
Good answer. Good answer.
Phantoms, yeah, Phantom. Hell yeah.
I use Xverse and Phantom. Those are the two that I operate with. I have an Xverse wallet. I have I have Justin Aversano's Ordinal that I had purchased.
Oh, nice.
I have a Bitcoin Punk, and then which is my own, and then and Pio's. How many Ordinals you own, Pio?
So I love everybody like trying to dunk on me for this. How about when I have the
dunked on, dude?
How about when I have the Ninja and the Node Monkey? What are you gonna say? How about I've kept the same energy towards Ordinals since they first came out, literally for a year when people were like, they were a grift. I was like, what are you guys so dumb? And then people were like, dude, I keep the same energy, dude. I don't know what to tell you. It's Bitcoin layer 1 NFTs. I don't know.
I will say it's super cool, Pio. Ordinals is the reason for the first time ever that I have on-chain Bitcoin instead of like
Coinbase Bitcoin
exchange. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, someone that we know, I don't think he would want me to talk about this. Never mind. Anyway, Bunny's got his hand raised. Bunny, what's going on? Dude,
if there's any lawyers listening, could they DM me? Because I think I'm legally entitled to 50% of Easy's Ordinal of my ape.
Also, did you see the tax news today?
What do you mean the tax news?
About if you send $10,000 of cryptocurrency and you're doing trading or legal business, you need to claim on a form the counterparty's social security number.
Well, yeah, we talked about that in the newsletter thing. I mean, we didn't dive deep. I just don't think any of that stuff sticks because like I feel like, you know, it's going to take so long for everything to settle. When it comes to like IRS integration with our ecosystem, like, are you kidding me? It's going to take so long. They haven't even undone the wash trade rule. They were like, yeah. Anyway.
Here's an example, right? We sent in at the beginning of last year our estimated payment for taxes for our gaming studio, right? We sent it literally in February, right? So that you don't get penalties and interest for not paying on time. They sent a letter to my business partner saying, you guys owe us like $100,000 in interest and penalties because you never paid us money. And he goes, no, I definitely paid you money. He sent the check. The check was cashed. It went to the wrong department in the IRS, right? Now you think like a normal functioning business would be like, cool, I'm going to call down to that department and get this resolved for you. No. They're like, you need to go handle this. You sent us money. The check cashed. but it's on you to confirm that we cashed it, even though we cashed it. So now he has to write a letter to a different department asking them to send the information to another IRS department just so that they can find the money that they sent in cash from us. And then another story in Florida, same thing happened. They found the money though on their own. I guess they're a little bit more competent. They found the money on their own, and they still wanted to charge us interest on money that we had already sent a year ago. And he said, I have to talk to my supervisor to get that removed. And I'm like, explain this to me. You're trying to charge us interest on money we sent you a year ago, and
Just
you have to
you
talk to
couldn't
your
find it.
supervisor to not charge me money that you're not supposed to charge me.
Kicks,
That's the state of affairs.
explain this to me. Do you not have an accountant?
Yeah, 100%. But we sent this.
This isn't the accountant's problem. This is the IRS's problem.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying the accountants that like our accountant handles all the interactions with the IRS, including we owe like $30 million, bro. But like, you think I'm gonna pay that? You think I'm gonna pay that? No, I got accountants. Okay. Well, one of them.
Accountants just make you not have to pay anything.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah, no, but you're right. Like and we have our accountants for like 2023 tax year. We just sent that prepayment in right away. We were just like, let's take care of this right away. And it's now lost in the ether. My whole point being, they don't even have the infrastructure for us to submit whatever they're asking for. You know what I mean?
That may be inaccurate, but okay.
Okay, whatever. Fuck you, Nick. I'm sending you $10,000 right now. Let's see what happens, tough guy.
No, dude, you'll brick his account. Don't do it.
Oh, here you go. 10,000 USDC.
That's actually wicked funny. You can just sabotage somebody. You can send someone to jail by just sending them 25 grand low key.
Oh, and guess what? I'm reporting on my NPO just so they know he didn't report. So I'm going to report this transaction right away. I'm going to mail it in.
I love it. And send it on a chain that he's not actively using. You know what I mean? So he'd have to
Oh,
import
yeah. Nick's
on
getting
Sweet.
10K on Aptos right now. Good luck, Nick.
That's what they don't get. They don't get that I could just dump 25 grand of Aptos to you. You'll never know. And I'll send it in and I'll get his social security number. The guy's going to jail. I'm basically sending you to jail, Nick. Anyway, moving on to gaming tokens. In the last 2 weeks, we've pretty much seen most gaming tokens slowly bleed or chop after 2 months of, gigapumping. So Kicks, do you think that some of the huge pumps for these tokens are going to slow down in the short term? You were early to Prime. We saw one of our partners, Shrapnel, have a big run up off of an 8-cent token to, north of 20 cents.
30.
NFTs pumping alongside it. Do you see this slowing down? People seem to be very interested in the narrative of high quality gaming finally being developed in the crypto and NFT ecosystem. What do you make of this?
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of thoughts on it. Like, first of all, just like anything, like after a big run, right, you're going to range for a while, right? Like Solana goes on a big run, it's going to range for a while, right? So like even the gaming projects that are super solid and are going to keep going, like they probably need to cool off and range for a little bit, right? Like Ronin went from 60 cents to $1.80 and even pushed above 2 in like a couple of months, right? Like that's a 3x move. So even if that's going to go another 3x from here, it's probably going to need a range for a period of time, right? Also, I think a lot of people are sitting on the sidelines waiting to see just what happens with the overall crypto markets with the ETF approval, right? But I also just don't think that there's like a lot of that money that went in, I think is like ETH or crypto native money that went into these gaming protocols, right? It's not like your friend who is buying Bitcoin and Solana all of a sudden is like, oh, dude, I'm going to buy the crap out of Prime, right? It's still like the gaming speculation is still very like crypto native. And there's only so much money that I think can go around on these things. Like a lot of things pumped, like pretty much everything in gaming pumped. And let's be realistic, like 80% of games fail. Of the 20% of games that do actually succeed, a lot of them are only interesting games for 4 or 5 months, right? Probably 1% of launch games, if that, are actually good enough to last like a couple of years. My point being is that like everything pumped, some things that aren't as good quality probably will have a good chance of retracing pretty hard from here, right? And the good stuff can keep moving up to the top. But like, I'm not surprised at all that like things are cooling off here. It definitely would be great in theory if we could just go straight up only to a 10x, right? But then still the same people would never sell. They wouldn't sell at a 5x, a 3x. They won't sell it at 10x. They won't sell it at 20x. Then they'll round trip and say crypto is a scam. But yeah, for me, I'm not adding anything to my gaming bags other than like I bought a degen, like there's a Solana MMORPG called like Lumia or something. I bought a couple grand worth of those with my Solana gains, just for a trade, because a lot of people are talking about that. And I think the Solana gaming narrative is pretty strong, but there's not a lot of games that are active on Solana, and this is now a new one. So yeah, I'm really sitting on my hands here because I think I got in good positions on the existing tokens. And I think that in NFTs, and I think a lot of the nice price action will come on the new stuff that launches this year. So for me in the gaming, it's going to be a lot of sitting on my hands this year. And that's trading in general, right? Like I fucked up with Meta, right? I bought some at $90, sold it at $200, thought I was a genius. It ended up going like 300, 350, right? Like a lot of trading is get a good entry and just sit on your hands. And I got good entries on the stuff that I want. So I'm just going to sit on my hands. But yeah, dude, it's not going to be up only. And also game development cycles, they take longer. It's not like just launching like an Ordinals collection. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, like we got to do
the
like,
mempool, that takes a very long time, Kicks. Anywhere from like 7 to 10 business days to actually inscribe. I do think you're spot on though. Like, dude, the game development cycle, and once the game's live, those tokens just gigasend, which is what we saw with Prime. Like that was a big piece of it. Was like card game launched. Now it's just been absolutely crushing. And you're in a phase right now where a lot of these projects are actually getting investment beforehand to do development before they launch something. So now it's like almost feels like it's iterating faster versus 2 years ago when it was like, we need NFT to raise funds to build game. 2 years later, maybe it flops, maybe it doesn't. Now it's like, we raised funds, game's being built. Now let's launch the stuff that you can use in game.
Yeah. I love that.
Love it. We're going to have to, well, me and Nick were talking about how the game plan shouldn't have changed, but now all these new things are distracting everybody. You know what I mean?
We literally played out the strategy for this cycle, and suddenly we're all focused on Cosmos blockchain.
I'm not going there.
Well, I'm not doing anything on it besides buying the tokens. Like, I don't have time to navigate it all. So I just spent some time researching those chains, and I'm like, okay, easiest bet here is just buy the tokens.
Yeah, okay. Nick. Fucking idiot.
I mean, hey, I'm not mad about it. I'm up 3x on Celestia and 2x on Cosmos. So, like,
I don't even know how to get to Cosmos, to be honest with you.
Well, Kicks, you ready for this? I just buy it on Coinbase. I'm in. Like, that's it. I just buy it on Coinbase.
Because he's been banned.
That's actually wicked funny. Funny enough, I just assume when we're like getting in early on one of these things that it's like some complicated new wallet and bridge situation. I asked Easy, I was like, all right, so how do I get in? I don't even remember what it was. Maybe it was, it was Near Protocol.
It was Near, and I literally said, buy it on Coinbase.
Because I buy it on Coinbase. I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. Like that's easy.
I'm not doing all this complicated shit. I did like go the one extra step for Celestia really early and just stake it, but like I'm just buying. I'm just like, I'm not overthinking this. A lot of positive narratives about that. A lot of positive ecosystem narratives about Near. I'm like, I'm done DCAing Sol except for today since it's under 100. Now I'm back in. It's a red day, so things feel good. But like some of those funds are now more capital that I wanted to put into Solana. I'm like, I may as well take a little bit of a flyer on some of these other areas with just less size. Like, I'd rather potentially capture some of that. And if one of them absolutely goes on a tear and becomes the new L1 of the bull market, like we've seen in the last two, where one of these gains steam, I'll be properly positioned and only mad that I didn't buy more.
How much we DCAing on a down day here, Easy? So far, I'm in for $2,000. What we thinking 10?
I'm in for right around 3 right now. This morning was where the buy, because I had a buy order set at 99.2 or something like that. Just sitting, waiting for sub 100 and a hit. So like that just automatically happened. I don't know how much more I'm going to put in. I'm looking at the AVAX dip a lot right now too, because that thing does not want to stay under 40. Like every time it goes under 40, it rebounds so hard back over and it feels great. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So that's what I'm looking at. The tough part is like, I looked at Say on the sell-off and didn't buy, and it then made all-time highs immediately after. And I was like, God damn, that is like some good strength in a downtrend market. So for me, that's kind of where like I'm watching these tokens that are showing much better life and signs of life. And then other things like Ethereum, I'm just happy I'm not holding any.
Nick looks like he's doing a little mobile buy here, maybe.
He's literally doing a mobile buy. If I could make his screen bigger, I would.
He's also thinking about selling his CryptoPunk. What do you guys think about that?
I did not say I'm selling my CryptoPunk.
G-Money gave you the play.
You kind of alluded to it. You were like,
G-Money gave you the play.
Okay, imagine Nick tweets this. Hey, theoretically, would you hold a theoretical CryptoPunk, or would you theoretically sell it and then like buy other things with it.
Easy. You said G Money gave me the play. You remember when I called you and literally said I'm thinking
asked
of
how to do it. Yeah.
No, I don't know that I said I didn't ask how.
Asked how to do it. Didn't know how to do it.
I
Asked
think you
easy.
just said which site would you use, and I said arcade, but because you were like, I'm thinking about doing this. What are your thoughts? And I was like, I like that play a lot, and that was probably last month, and I still
What's the
agree. I
play?
like that play a lot.
Well, that would have been a better play last month. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
You
That's for sure.
collateralize the punk, take out a loan on it with, I think right now it's only like a small percentage of APY. It's like shockingly small.
It's like
And,
15%.
Yeah, it's small for like an instant loan, and then you just
Cheaper than
buy
a car
crypto.
loan.
You get it in USD. You then
USDC.
You then swap that to Solana and just hold
you get
that
rich.
Solana.
Oh no,
And
that's fucking smart. So you can either just like liquidate your punk and just be absolutely depressed, or like make a little bit more money. I like that. I like
But
that.
it's not a taxable event too, because you're taking the loan on it. So that's the other thing.
Yeah, but
too
if you
for the punk.
lose, oh, it's not a taxable event. I took this $100,000 and lost it all. But hey, I didn't have to pay any taxes, man, because it was just a loan.
Right.
And then you stake it though, so that you do an interest arbitrage. So you reduced it by the interest by 8% right there. So now you're actually only paying 8% yield on what's
So you take a stable asset, loan against it. Yeah. So like basically you could take your house, everybody. You could get a HELOC against it and then long Solana with that HELOC. Now, if something goes wrong, you get hacked, whatever. Now you have a fucking fat mortgage. But the upside is you're leveraging up.
But see, Kicks, you can even go further. Like now you can also take that leverage, liquid stake it, and then use the liquid stake tokens. This is, one sec. If we draw this out, it's like a perfect.
It's beautiful.
It's a reverse funnel.
Easy. I mean, how many months do you think it would take for your car to get repoed if you didn't pay? 3, 4, right?
From what I've heard, yeah, I've heard it's 3 to 4.
Long it, pay back before we get repoed. We're good.
Yo, you can't make this up. I literally right now just got a group text from a wicked normie person that said, "What's up with Solana?" No joke. No joke.
Grim Reaper.
What's up with Solana? No, it's not the Grim Reaper. This is the beginnings of the bull. If Solana was at $1,000,
he's not a Jim Cramer.
Hold on, I'm about to buy another grand on that.
Oh, you about to buy
on that text? It's literally the audience is leaving the show to go buy right now. That's like what's happening. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Well, first of all, the lending thing is hilarious. I think talking about doing, but there's actually some substance there for sure. Nick, you've been feeling this way about your punk for a bit, but if the punk's 1.1 million bucks, you're not gonna feel this way. You're gonna feel like you're a genius.
Yeah,
literally.
I'm not selling it, okay? It's not a situation that I'm considering at this moment in time. There was a thought, but
here's what I would generally say, Nick, right? And you're fucking smart, so this may not apply to you. But in general, right, if someone's willing to give you money as collateral for one of your assets, I consider the person giving you the money probably much more sophisticated and smarter than the person receiving the money in the aggregate, right?
Pio said this last night. He was like, usually I find that lenders are the ones that make money.
Yes. Exactly. There's a reason Cirrus NFT, who made like $5 million over the past 2 years, is like lending people money left and right
in
for their
size. Dude, he's like, yeah, I just got a $600,000 loan on some Mega Mutants. Let's see if they repay it. It's like, oh, okay, man.
I was nervous for a sec that Nick was going to use the exact language that I used, which maybe wasn't going to present me in the best light to the audience. So, Nick, you were very kind.
What was the exact language?
I'm not going to say it now. But Nick was very kind with the way he presented that.
Was it anti-immigrant, Pio? What were you saying?
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
ICE's coming in on him.
No, Sapphire just literally got out of bed like a bat out of hell and immediately ran over to the stove. I was like, what is happening here? She went from like peaceful slumber to just like, yo, I'm going to tear shit up in this apartment. What are you doing?
Dog's trying to buy the dip, dude. Trying to find the ledger.
Yeah. Yo, I got to go. I
think he just ran out of the house.
What just happened? Pio always describes his dog as well trained, and he literally needs to abort the show Wow, so this is serious.
Also, Nick, his lighting's a little off. I mean, the window's beautiful and the background's beautiful. Yeah, that's.
Dog's got to go out. That's
he's gotta
exactly
take
what's
a shit or
happening.
something.
Dog's got to
Oh,
go
she's
out.
using the bathroom.
It's like me
Okay.
after having a gas station breakfast sandwich. You know, like.
Yeah, how you
gotta
feeling
take
after
the
that,
time
dude?
off.
You were.
I'm
you're
actually
pretty
feeling a lot
happy
better than I did during the weather report. I was feeling pretty rough, man. I was like, I'm not sure about the ham that was on that ham, egg, and cheese, dude.
I don't think it was ham.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, like manager special hand. Like you got to use it or lose it.
Well, wait, Pio's back?
Yeah, we're good, man.
No, he's putting on shoes.
False alarm. False alarm. So, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I did not mean. So look. So last night my dog had diarrhea, which it'll happen every few months. But I was worried that she just got out of bed and was like, "Yo, I got diarrhea again. Holy shit!"
Yeah.
But the reason that she was a bat
Literally.
out of hell, I forgot, and I do this all the time. I got the dog walker that came. So the dog walker was at the door. So you just saw me because I was like, oh no, I got to get Sapphire outside before she diarrheas indoors, which she'll never do, but you can't test it. She's a dog, right? She'll never do that, but I don't want to find out if she will. And I opened the door all frantic and the dog walker's just there. And I was like, oh, that's why Sapphire.
Sapphire probably can smell the dog walker because dogs have good senses of smell.
Well, I'm assuming that she knocked, but I got the noise canceling headphones on.
Yeah,
but
hit your nose too?
Sorry?
Your nose good?
My nose is fine.
Yeah, a little runny nose?
I did a bunch of cocaine while
hell yeah.
in the 2 seconds that
Oh, okay, that was all a ruse. I like it.
Just kidding. Yeah, my nose is a little bit itchy. Anyway, last topic for the last 10 minutes, airdrop season. Yesterday we saw Dimensions announce an airdrop. Oh, is Dimensions the one where if you have Mad Lads and Pudgy Penguins, you get the airdrop?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Give me that airdrop,
Wait,
ladies.
hold on. What is it? Mad Lads and Pudgy. How about Lil Pudgies?
Nope.
No,
just the
Pudgies.
big boys. Just the dude. I might swap. I got 11 little Pudgies. I might swap for a second big one, and I should have done that. Like a little while ago. Pudgy Penguins is a very juicy NFT collection because you can DCA. It's the shittiest DCA ever because you're paying gas fees and you're paying maybe royalties a little bit too. But you can DCA into the little ones and then amass a bunch of the little ones and then swap for a big one, which is pretty cool. But anyway, Easy, what can you tell us about this airdrop that if you have a Mad Lad and a Pudgy Penguin, you're just going to be rich from?
Well, there's that. And then there's also if you've traded on a couple different chains, they actually included Cosmos on it. So if you have been doing Cosmos stuff, you were included on it. ETH is on there as well.
1 million people, right?
Yeah, a ton. And I saw some people, like, there's this one guy.
A million people, and I'm not one of them.
Yeah,
Well, you have a Mad
Ask
Lad.
me real quick if your CryptoPunk gets an allocation. Ask me.
Sorry, Easy. I didn't mean to interrupt. Please.
no, it's fine. Go ahead.
You can go.
Look at Easy. He's like, no.
Cool.
You
That's
talk
great.
about the airdrop, please.
They go crazy.
Nick, Easy, please.
It's just, yeah, it was like a surprise airdrop from Dimensions. If you've used ETH too, there's certain thresholds that qualified for it. Like I qualified for it just based on trade volume. I'm not sure what that trade volume was, but I qualified somehow. I haven't claimed it yet because it's on ETH and I just don't feel like paying gas. But you have, I think, 40 days to claim it, 46 days, something like that. Some odd number, but that's happened. There was another one called Less Effing Gas that if you spent more than 4,000 ETH in gas, or 4.2, I forget what the exact number is, they give you a Solana token. And a ton of people qualified for that. Yeah, so it was.
Well, Zeneca posted that.
I had that. I still own some of the token. I sold some of it, but I'm still holding.
Yeah, so there was that.
Cash?
We have Jupiter airdropping this month. So
Very
there's
interesting.
And that's going to be like OTC on Jupiter right now is going for about 70 cents. So, and if that holds, I have 180,000 tokens coming, which would be great.
You can check. All right, I'm going to sidebar with you after the show real quick because I feel like there's a few things I need to go and claim, and I want to click a few buttons to make sure that I get
we'll
free
make it happen.
thousands.
I'll send you the link.
Easy's like, yeah, dude. I mean, I'm gonna get like 130 grand off this.
The issue is, dude, I don't want to like the tax situation on that's gonna suck ass.
Oh yeah, I feel so bad.
Oh, the taxes are going to be difficult out of this $100,000 that just landed in your fucking wallet.
Yeah,
you
but
jerk.
Nick,
We're not, dude. We're not paying you for half the year,
I'm
dude.
gonna have to sell it right away. I'm gonna have to sell it right away to pay the taxes, dude. It's like not
well,
cool.
dude,
Like
the
I'm gonna
funniest
have
part
to, like,
about it is like the best part is I just heard for so long these lunch money gains in 2021, and now it's like we're getting boat profits out here.
What are you even talking about, bro? We've been paying a salary for 2 years, and I'm not getting any of this action.
You're rich.
No, this what we look out for you, but you don't look out for us. So that's
Well,
that's
Nick,
what I want to throw out here. Where's my fucking airdrop?
Nick, I think the Bodago's wallet also qualifies for it in a pretty decent size. I was looking, but I think there's gonna be something in that too that hits. It's basically like any time you've swapped, and because Phantom normally uses Jupiter, that hits. There's like a bunch of qualifications, and there's this person made this crazy airdrop checker on Sol that checks for like 16 different airdrops, from like the bonk vesting to Pith network to Jupiter, and there's no wallet connect. You just copy and paste the wallet. It's like extremely user friendly. And we should run basically every wallet we have through that, and just see like what's sitting, because there's definitely some cash sitting across wallets.
He's like, yo, I found you $5,000 as he's taking the entire pie. Like, dude is walking out with a fucking bag of cash.
He's got a bag of
my conviction in Solana.
He's like, yo, some change fell out over there, bro. Dude, it's all good. Get excited.
He's like,
get excited.
Here you go, here you go, little guy, and he gives us a little
first
tip.
of all, guys, a little. You know, you can have a little empathy for him. He's going to have to pay 70 grand in taxes. Okay, that's a lot of money.
Dude, like,
he's getting 130 grand out of thin air, but 70 of that's going to have to go to taxes. Also, Nick, if you want a real revenge, wait 15 days after the airdrop, report him to the IRS. That's a clear felony. He doesn't know the social.
I don't have Jupiter social for sure, dude. Sure do not have that.
That's a big felony, dude. That's
a
huge felony.
Like,
not reporting.
I've already started scoping out. I rewatched the episodes you guys did on like best county prisons. And I think I found the one or two that's pretty good. So I'm going to be potentially moving. Yeah, I'm going to be potentially moving to be closer to those. The other thing I want to call out, though, I also think the Blur airdrop for Blast will be like substantial. Like if you're not doing that, I think that's an easy 5-figure airdrop with like an ETH of capital. Like plain and simple, I think that's going to surprise a lot of people because so many people went the Blast route and significantly less went the staking Blur route. And that multiplier is just going crazy versus the 4% APY you get on ETH, which just is like boring.
So wait, you're saying Blast or Stake Blur?
Staked Blur is better than Blast in my opinion.
You said Blast when you were talking about it, but you meant Stake Blur.
I think the Blast trade is overcrowded. The Staked Blur is not. And I think more people went to Blast. Dude, it has 1.1 TVL, 1.1 billion in TVL, and that also unlocks. So like there's a bunch of stuff right now I'm like closely watching. February, that unlock could be a big liquidity injection, get people getting their ETH back at the start of the year is really interesting.
Here's the deal, dude. I need a report. Okay, delivered to my desk.
This is part of your job now. You write a report
outlining exactly what actions I need to take in order. Just give me the instructions. Financial advisor easy of what I need to do. So one of them is stake 1 ETH. Okay, of Blur. That's one of the things that we need to do. I need to use some airdrop checker to figure out what the situation is on our wallets.
I'll put together a quick document after this show and just be like, Nick, click these 4 buttons on each of these sites and just let me know if you need help with any of it. And then I'll give you a couple others that you can still farm by pressing 2 buttons and forgetting about for 6 months.
Okay.
So, dead serious, real quick. So check it out. This is actually something. So a couple things. So people in the YouTube audience, people were like, just Google Solana airdrop checker. No. Do not just Google Solana airdrop checker. Do not do that. Like literally don't do that. Also,
I would do it.
Also, don't click any links like basically ever, but just
I go to the library and I read it. I look in books to find my links.
Well, there you go. So look, so real quick, in my Phantom wallet, for example, I have like
look at Jose. Why don't you just sidebar the last 20 minutes? That actually is a good point. Let's wrap this show, Pia.
We're going to wrap.
Pia, what were you saying?
What I was going to say is I'm so scared of getting drained on Solana. I have my Mad Lad in a wallet, a specific wallet on my Phantom wallet, right? One of my Phantom wallets, I have a Mad Lad. Love the user interface, by the way, in the Phantom wallet. That Mad Lad gets random airdrops. I'd like to convert those random airdrops into more Solana, but I don't want to do anything in that wallet. So I almost like I'm going to have to move the Mad Lad out of the wallet, convert the stuff into Solana on Jupiter, move the Mad Lad back into the wallet. You can do that on Solana because there's instant transactions and no gas fee, which is really nice. But easy, am I being too careful?
I mean, the easiest way to do it is because it's so easy to make a secondary wallet in Phantom. What you can do is just create a new wallet, and when you claim those airdrops, just send them to a second wallet to swap them out. Like, it's that straightforward. They'll be on that wallet, or send your Mad Lad out. Like,
yeah, I send the Mad Lad out because I don't want to engage with the tokens.
Then that's fine. You can do that. Yeah, just send the Mad Lad out because it's based on a snapshot date, not if it's actively held in the wallet. So, like, that's the big thing, is like you can just do that and just check on it. I also just posted in the private chat the Solana airdrop checker. It's public to anybody. There's no wallet connect. You just copy and paste an address. Pio, if you want to put that in the YouTube comments so people can see it, that is the correct one.
Yeah, I'll tell you, whoever made that URL made it look like a scam URL.
Oh yeah, but there's no wallet connect.
Solana-airdrop-checker.soulworks.dev. Good God.
So it's this guy from Soulworks. Actually, Dev is great. Like, it's this guy Zay Sujiko at ZHESOLWORKS. Works for Soulworks, but I think that's the main one that a lot of people use because there's no wallet connect. It's simply copying and pasting an address. So your wallet is not actually interacting with anything. It's just cross-referencing the data sets that we have for these airdrops and then telling you how many tokens you have per address. So you can copy and paste all of them.
Real quick. Oh, go ahead, Nick.
I went to the Jupiter site just to see what was going on there, and I got 200 Jupe.
That's the minimum. That's the minimum.
Dude, that's not even like a plane ticket, bro.
And I went to the airdrop checker. It's showing me nothing.
No, you're mad. If you think about the 10th commandment, Nick, thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's goods. So I know Easy's getting a big airdrop, right? But if we start to covet his goods, right, that's going to lead us into some dark places. That's why it's one of the top 10 things not to do by God himself.
Wicked funny.
He's a neighbor. He's a team member and employed by the organization.
Is this communism?
Where we share the not? Yes, it is.
Well, Nick, I do want to just say, March of this year, I shared a PDF in the Bodogos Discord that outlined everything I was airdrop farming. I've gotten multiple comments on it, multiple people who all thanked me for it. They said that they participated in a lot of it.
Well,
Gito
you
gave a bunch of
in
people.
Our Slack.
I tweeted it. I posted it. I have a YouTube
Next time, if you could print that out at Staples and hand deliver it.
It just shows that Nick doesn't support me or any of my content journey, which is totally fine. I understand where I stand.
I mean, back then they didn't want you. Now you're on top. They all on you, Easy.
That's exactly how Nick works. The price went up on Easy. Anyway, real quick, someone sent me a screenshot, which is pretty funny. Matrix Port playing both sides of this. In the past 24 hours, the two Matrix Port headlines are Bitcoin spot ETF rejection coming, ? Matrix Port warns investors of pending SEC decision. The next story, Bitcoin price could hit 50,000 by the weekend, Matrix Port says.
Have you guys ever heard of this company before today? I haven't.
Nope, I haven't.
Yeah.
Nope. It's just funny to me, man. Trying to shake people out. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. We do the show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. It's available on Apple and Spotify podcasts if you'd like to listen to it outside of the Twitter bubble or send it to somebody that isn't on Twitter. Also, the video feed is available on YouTube. So you go to YouTube and check out NFT Morning Show. It's also broadcast to X platform. So wherever you get your content, we're there. X platform, YouTube, anywhere. Shout out to our partners, Phantom Wallet, Shrapnel, and many more. We're going to be doing some great stuff with our partners this year. Going to have a fun video come out pretty soon too. That'll be a lot of fun for everybody. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. We will be back tomorrow, Thursday.